We are back with more of Nashville Now. We're tickled to death that this gentleman stopped by. He's been over at the Grand Ole Opry participating in a very special induction ceremony tonight. Do they holler at you like that at like Kroger and places like that when you go shopping? Anyway, he's been over there as he was part of the induction ceremonies for Alan Jackson, who became the newest member of the Opry over there tonight. So our congratulations to Alan. And what a guy to bring you on to the Grand Ole Opry. He was just going to stop by and say hello, but son of a gun, he's going to sing for you. And we've got him to do it. Point of Light. Here's Randy Travis. Come on, Randy.
There is a point when you cannot walk away, when you have to stand up straight and tall and mean the words you say. There is a point you must decide just to do it 'cause it's right. That's when you become a point of light. There is a darkness that everyone must face. It wants to take what's good and fair and lay it all to waste. And that darkness covers everything in sight till it meets a single point of light. All it takes is a point of light, a ray of hope in the darkest night. If you see what's wrong and you try to make it right, you will be a point of light. There are heroes whose names we never hear, a dedicated army of quiet volunteers, reaching out to feed the hungry, reaching out to save the land, reaching out to help their fellow man. There are dreamers who are making dreams come true, taking time to teach the children there's nothing they can't do, giving shelter to the homeless, giving hope to those without. Isn't that what this land's all about? One by one, from the mountains to the sea, points of light are calling out to you and me. All it takes is a point of light, a ray of hope in the darkest night. If you see what's wrong and you try to make it right, you will be a point of light. If you see what's wrong and you try to make it right, you will be a point of light.
Randy? Thanks, partner. You all right? Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate you having the time. Excuse me, there's
you.
a mat. You want to do that one more time? Okay. You know, when that happens, we love you, Randy. Okay, see, when that happens, hosts of television shows like to jump in front and intercept the message. You understand? With the screaming and all that. Thanks for coming over. I know you got a busy night over at the Grand Ole Opry and all, but hey, one thing I want to bring up first is that when Point of Light came out, I saw the video. I think that's when I first heard the song, and I know it was recorded during a presidential salute and that sort of thing, and I saw President and Mrs. Bush sitting there watching you.
Yeah.
Were you watching them?
You know, the first time I did that, before an audience was before some people in Washington, and Mr. and Miss Bush was in the audience, and yeah, I looked down, and you know what? I saw Miss Bush was crying, and I'm not sure if he was or not, but I looked down and I saw that. I said, well, I can't look down there again, because it was kind of getting to me. It really was.
Oh, I bet it was. Now, I mean, you know, when you're the cameras are on you, and you know the president's watching. I mean, you had to glance down there to make sure he liked the song, right?
Yeah, I did. I glanced down. I've done that twice when he was in the audience. We did the show, the salute, basically to the troops who had come back from Saudi Arabia, and that was great. It was really a fun show to be on, and I'm a big fan of Andy Griffith, so I got to meet Andy and talk to him, and so it was wonderful.
That's terrific. Now, that song, Don Schlitz wrote that?
And Tom Schuyler.
And Tom Schuyler, right. How did you find that song? Or did they find you with it? Because it's tailored for you, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of suited to the way I sing. Of course, Don and Tom both tend to write in that direction, I guess, especially Don. It was sent to me, with a request to record it from one of the guys from Washington, a guy named Sig Rochik, and I think he's one of the president's aides, and so it's hard to turn down that request.
No kidding.
But I like the song. I think it has a great message. It's nothing political. It just says basically a lot of things that I believe. The Point of Light Foundation is a thing that tries to educate people on how to help other people, and I'm in total agreement with that. I think it's a great deal. If people would help. Thank you. Their way of thinking is that if somebody helps somebody else every day, it'd be a lot better United States and a better world, and I agree with that totally.
Well, I'm glad you're getting the point across with that song. That's wonderful. Now,
thanks,
busy
Charlie.
night over the Grand Ole Opry House. You personally inducted Alan Jackson?
I did. It's the first time I've ever done that.
Well, that's terrific. That's quite an honor. I know the two of you are good friends and everything, so I know it meant a lot.
Alan and I have worked about 50 shows together, 54, I think, shows together. And we've been writing a lot on the road, and in fact I'll have about 4 songs from he and I, one from him and somebody else on the next album. And it's been fun working with him. Yeah, he's a great talent, he really is.
I bet it has been fun, because I was reading in the paper yesterday that between the two of you, I think you've collaborated on like 8 songs you've written. And the big question is, who gets to record them?
I got most of them.
You got most of them.
The reason being, Alan.
You tied him up in the back of the bus and took him away from him, right?
No, Alan was finished with his album, and I was still in the middle of mine, and I needed some songs, and so he said, "Sure, take them," and I was glad that I could, because I tell you, this would be the most that I have ever had on an album. I've always had 1 or 2, but this one will be 4, maybe 5 songs that I have helped write.
What are the chances, because the two of you are collaborating writing, what are the chances of the two of you getting together for an album? Maybe, have you tried singing together on stage? Have you done that before?
No, we never have. Alan was telling me that I do some of the duets from the duet album, and he said he could come out and sing George's part, or I said, well, what if we put out the duet with Tammy? He said, well, I could probably do that. I got the right color hair.
Always the innovator. Hey, before we take a break, I want to point out that we talked about Alan a lot. Alan and yourself and Tammy Wynette are on the bill for a big show at Starwood Amphitheater. That's coming up Sunday. And if you want to see those 3 super talents in action, for tickets, you can call 1-800-333-4TICKS. And you can call that number right now and get your tickets for the show on Sunday. I hope you have a great time out there. Randy, I know you got a busy night still ahead over at the Opry. We appreciate you coming by, and congratulate Alan when you see him for us. Okay?
I'll do it. Thanks, Charlie.
All right, Randy Travis. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.